Okay, great. I'm Carmen Phillips. I'm the editor-in-chief of Autostraddle.com. Hi, Lena.
What up, Carmen? How are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
Hope you don't mind. They only gave me 5 minutes, so I'm gonna like hop right to it.
Please go for it. I'm a
Okay.
big fan, by the way. I love Auto Straddle. I know y'all didn't love 20s, but hopefully y'all like season 2.
Um, I will tell you, we did turn around on 20s. So
Oh, cool. I look forward to that rebuttal.
that was me, and I did not love the opening, but it came around on me. In
Oh,
fact,
cool.
that ties into my first question.
Perfect.
So there we go.
Oh,
So I wanted to begin really quickly with kind of jumping back to your Vanity Fair interview in 2018
come on.
with Jacqueline Woodson, right? Because in that interview you said, can't nobody tell a story, I mean a Black story, particularly a queer Black story, the way I can, because I see the God in us, right? And so, yeah, you were deep. And in the 3 years since then, you've already given us the first Black masked character to ever lead her own television show. And now with Master of None, the first Black lesbian couple to ever lead their own television show. So I was wondering, looking back on that, and of course, you know, lesbian characters on Boomerang and The Chi, I'm not trying to leave anyone out.
Oh, you know.
So looking back on that, I guess I'm wondering, how have you been feeling about what you've done in such a short amount of time? Do you feel like you're showing the God in us? Are you excited for what's coming next?
Yeah, well, one, thank you for that question, and thank you for just the thoroughness of it. I do, and by that I mean we are human, beautifully, and by that, what I hope I also do is to never try to make it seem as if we are perfect, because I think that is something that is a pressure none of us should have to bear, particularly when you're Black and a lesbian or Black and queer, or however you identify. It's sort of two communities you're having to live up to or be a credit to. And just in addition to trying to make it through the day, that could be, you know, a lot of weight. But I absolutely see it as a responsibility to insert us into the narrative, to always make sure we're present, but also to not make it about the you know, how we love. Because that's just a part of us. And I think what's exciting about this season of Master of None is that it's about life after you come out, and that there is no marching band, there is no one there to applaud you, but now you have to go be in a relationship. And for me, I can speak for myself, having been born in '84, I wasn't allowed to be gay in high school. I was a tomboy, as they like to say, you know. I wasn't really even allowed to be that gay in college because I lived with my mom throughout college, and I was closeted to my mother throughout those 4 years. So, and not until I moved to Los Angeles, which is when I had her fly out in order for me to come out to her, is that, and so then, and now imagine that's in my 20s. So I come out in my 20s and now I have to be in relationship in my 30s.
Right.
So now I'm starting really where a lot of people began in adolescence.
I am so glad. I only have 2 minutes left, but I just want to tell you, I'm glad I came with the heavy hitter first, because that gave me such insight, and I can't wait for our readers to be able to read it and have such insight to people who really have a chance to dig into your work, because I'm also someone who came out late, and it is messy. And like, I think that really comes through in Denise. And so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap, because I see the 1 minute, and
can I get like two? Can we get 2 more minutes? Can we get a couple more minutes, folks?
Tina asked, so
yeah, we could do a couple more minutes.
Thank you. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna get in my second question.
Go for it.
Really builds right off of that. It's about Denise, and I think something that's really interesting is that obviously, you know, you had this big historic Emmy win. It was huge, and Denise herself has become so iconic, right? Like, we did a list of the 100 greatest queer women of color characters in television, and Denise landed in the top 10. And like,
thank you.
So I think if I had one other question, it would be, what was that process to jump back into her 3 years later? Was that daunting? Was that exciting? And I think that does kind of build with what you were saying. Like, the only other time we've gotten to really get to know her was her coming out story.
Right. You know, it was daunting. It was daunting because now I got to be Denise as a grown-up, as an adult. And, you know, in my own life, you know, because I think there's also this thing, you know, Tre'vell, you're probably familiar with Tre'vell. They do such great work, and just interviewed me recently for Entertainment Weekly. They said to me, they were like, this must be a heavy cross to bear, because you are someone that doesn't really exist. You're sort of there. And what that means is I'm going to get swung at, but I'm also going to be hugged. you know? And so that's the thing, is like, for me, is that I embrace all of it, because I am first through the brick wall. So I'm gonna get those bruises. But my hope is I will take those hits so those coming after me don't have to. That's the goal. Don't make the hits that I take be in vain. That's all I ask. So my thing is that what I want to always do is show up as my human self. And that's what I really want to do with Denise this season, was to not, I wasn't afraid to make myself the villain. I wasn't afraid to make that character not likable at times. Because even in doing that, my hope is that you will see yourself. Yeah. So my thing is, I don't mind representing the best of us, but also the worst of us sometimes. Yeah. And I think that's the only way we really heal and really grow. And because I don't want anyone to sanctify me.
I love that. And I think, thank you for the extra time, just to wrap it up. That came across. And I think I'm really glad I got to hear you talk about that, because when I watched the series, the notes I was taking for, the review, I'll eventually get for the site, were, this is so grown up. This is by far the most grown up adult depiction of lesbians I've ever seen. I went and told our whole staff, I was like, I've never seen anything like it. And I think,
thank you.
It is because, it's messy, and you're in your 30s and you're married, and it is not easy, and you guys don't settle for any of the easy answers. So I just wanted to say, I guess in this last second, thank you for that. I think everything you're reaching for, it did come across, and it's a different kind of depiction than what we usually get, because it isn't about just trying to be like the picture perfect lesbians to hold up for a community, or especially, like you said, there's such a small amount of Black lesbians to be picture perfect, but instead it is very adult and nuanced and messy. And I think hope it touches a lot of people the way it touched me.
Oh, thank you, Carmen. And thank you for your work that you're doing. I appreciate it so much. I've been following what you've been doing for so long. And I just know it's very important with the work that you're putting out to the world. We need you. And thank you for being a voice out there. It means a lot.
You. All right. Well, I guess that's it for us. I hope you have a good rest of the press junket. I know it's a long day.
Oh, I shall. Thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
See you. Peace.